California has entered another drought. But depending on who you ask, the last one may have never really ended. Some researchers believe the region is actually more than 2 decades into an emerging megadrought, a hydrological event that is on par with the worst dry spells of the past millennium. Except this time, they say, human-caused climate change is driving its severity, and will make it that much harder to climb back out of. If this drought was totally due to natural variability, then we would at least have the comfort of knowing at some point, good luck is very likely to show up again, and this is going to end, said Park Williams, a bioclimatologist and associate professor at UCLA. But the knowledge that a fair amount of this current drought is attributable to human-caused climate trends tells us that we may have not seen the worst yet. Williams was the lead author of a study published last year in the journal Science that analyzed ring records from thousands of trees across western North America to reconstruct soil moisture over the last 200 years. Their research suggested that 2000 to 2018 was the second driest period, eclipsed only by a megadrought in the late 1500s. This drought that we're in now over the last 22 years has been as severe as the worst 22-year periods of the worst megadroughts that occurred last millennium, Williams said. The team estimated that human-caused climate trends have accounted for about 40% of the average soil moisture deficit in the 2000s. To put it in plain language, that means that without human-caused climate change, the West still would have had a pretty bad drought over the last couple of decades, Williams said. But it wouldn't have been nearly as severe as the drought that actually occurred. Other experts are more skeptical, saying that while the Colorado Basin may be facing megadrought conditions, the same can't yet be said for California. But they agree that warming temperatures are making droughts worse and forcing the state to reckon with how it manages its water. Seasonal droughts are typical in California, with its Mediterranean climate. Summers are usually dry, but water supplies are replenished in the winter and spring by rain and snowmelt. Annual droughts are also nothing new. You will have these dry years and then in between you will get these really wet years, said Safeeq Khan, Assistant Cooperative Extension Specialist of Water and Watershed Sciences at the University of California Division of Agriculture and Natural Resources. They can be what we describe as drought busters. But research has indicated the wet periods are becoming more sporadic and intense, and the dry periods between them are growing longer and drier. For instance, in 2017, record rains filled surface reservoirs that had dropped dramatically after 5 years of intensely dry conditions.